Who would you rather have? Forget off-field issues, forget everything. Who would you rather have?
I'd probably have Elijah.
Yeah.
I'd edge him just. I think Elijah's got a lot more to his game than Ben Ainsworth do.
He may very well end up joining that long list of players in the league, not just at Carlton, but right throughout the league, who have got enormous talent that end up wasting it and never play football again. There's one player that comes to mind that I thought was an absolute superstar when he was playing, but all sorts of issues off the field prevented him from playing anymore. Remember that guy Liam Jurra that used to play for Melbourne? The Aboriginal boy? I mean, my God, could he take a leap and kick a goal?
Talented.
Unbelievable talent. But in the end, all the off-field issues end up impacting your football career, and that's just one of dozens, maybe even hundreds.
You can look at Jamara.
Yeah,
look at Jamara.
Jamara will end up probably down that track too, I reckon.
Yeah, especially at the Gold Coast. What, they reckon the Gold Coast is going to be a better place for his behaviour? I don't think so, bro.
At the end of the day,
remains to be seen.
At the end of the day, if this club is serious about cracking down on shit behaviour and changing the culture around the place,
I agree.
What sort of precedent are you setting when you've had a guy that's stuffed up at one club, you bring him in, he plays a few games, takes some time off, right? And then, okay, I'm not buying into this. Oh, he got caught with coke in his wallet and stuff like that. Who cares? If you think that that's a major factor, I saw a comment in there. I don't know who wrote it. Right? If you think that is if that is a major factor, you don't want to see the wallets of about 3/4 of the league, mate. All right,
maybe 90%.
It's got nothing to do with that. The point of the matter is that we cannot be taking risks on players who are trying to get better off the field whilst trying to dedicate their entire lives to our team. What's to say he doesn't come out next season, play 5 games, and need 2 months off? Right? That is not good for our team. It lets your players down. It lets the coaching staff down. We cannot have that sort of burden. Now, despite how good he is, I think he's a great player, right? It's got nothing to do with his playing ability. He is a good player, okay? But unfortunately, if you cannot get yourself right off the field, whether it's to do with the rumored reasons or whether it's to do with something that we never thought it was, and it genuinely is him trying to get some sort of personal issue under wraps, okay, that needs to be done on his time. And then when he's ready, come back to AFL football. He wouldn't be the first person who has gone off and taken a lengthy amount of time off footy and then come back after getting himself right. The club should not be. I understand that the club needs to do certain things to get their players better and help them along the way. That's fine. But it gets to a point where you say, I'm sorry, we've helped you as much as we can. We have juggled the time between AFL and between your off-field stuff. It's just not working anymore. Go off, get yourself better. And I think that's what the club has done, but given him this train-on option to be like, okay, we don't 100% want to get rid of you, okay? We're trying to do a nice thing here and give you that smidgen of chance to come back. But for me,
show us what you've got. Now show us what you're made.
Well, I think I think he should have shown him what he has after the first warning and move from the Gold Coast. This should have been the fresh start. This should have been get yourself right.
Yeah.
Having said all of that, we have, and look, correct me if I'm wrong, we have no confirmation as to what is going on off the field. Everyone goes on about the drugs and everyone goes on about the alcohol and everything else, but we do not have a concrete answer as to what is going on. Despite all that, whatever it is not gelling with his life playing footy. It needs to be fixed and then worry about footy later because it's just going to be a burden on the club.
He himself has come out and said it's an alcohol issue. I'm 99% sure.
So there you go. I'm sorry. If this was a business down the road and you'd come from another business with the exact same issue, they go do your national police check and then they go, we'll give you a chance, and then you fuck up again. You're out of there, man. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think it's really divided the fan base into a 50-50 split, I think, is that people want to give him a chance because of modern day age and how we all are, how we all act now, is that everyone's got 15 chances. Everyone's the victim, even though they're the perpetrator. It's the victim-based mentality, right? And then on the other hand is like, well, you've come out and you said it's Carlton first mentality. It's all on field. We want to fix the culture. We're getting rid of all the cancers in the club, which they've done. You've got one left. One, because he's an alcoholic, yeah, he can fix himself. Oh, he's tried to fix himself. He's come out and he's come to light and he's put it all on the line and blah, blah, blah. Fair enough. Good on. I'm happy for him to do that, right? But at the end of the day, we're here to play football games. You need a good culture. You need a great culture, not a good culture. You need a great culture within the four walls. You got young kids coming in, as everyone says. What do the parents think? It's all knock-on effects, yeah? It's all this. There's all these little nuances that you have to take into account, you know. So I personally think they can't give him a list spot. That's as hard and harsh as it sounds. It has to be done. If you're a ruthless club now, there's no more bullshit now.
Yeah,
we've put up with the bullshit for over 20 years, and players doing this kind of stuff. Like, what about Yaron? What about when they got up all? You know, he was probably a way better footballer than Elijah Hollands, and look what they did to him. So, look, you got to get. I'm sorry, but you got to cut the cancer from the club. Look, there's always going to be things that happen in footy clubs. At the end of the day, there's so many people, there's so many players. You got to manage everything, manage everyone. But with this type of stuff, there's no more. And sorry to say, with the talent that he has, I don't know. I just don't. I can't see it, and I don't want him there. I just don't want him at the club. I don't want him.
You can always find talent down the track. The club's
100%.
going nowhere. Elijah Hollands isn't going to be there for 60 years. Okay,
No.
we will find someone just as good. And look, if you're going to put Ainsworth up against him, it'll be perfectly fine. All right.
Yeah, 100%.
We have other players that can fill that role if he needs a bit of a breather. It's no problem. All right. We need to get. We talked about culture for the last 9 months. Right, in the preseason and the season, and now through the finals, we kept talking about Carlton and culture and all the rest of it. And at the end of the day, like you just said, I'm not going to repeat everything you just said. If we are serious about getting this club right, you cannot be setting precedents that this sort of shit is okay.
Well, it's the Carlton first mentality, which we should all instill into our brains. I know it should always be Carlton first, right? And I know it could be media spin, media PR, whatever. But if they're serious about what they say, he's gone. Simple as that.
They can't contradict themselves now.
Nah. And if it's 50-50, either Will White or Elijah Hollands, I'm hoping they go for Will White.
Can I put out a scenario, right? Let's say from now until preseason, they put, let's say they put a clause in his contract where they're like, we're going to drug test you, we're going to alcohol test you, let's like for argument's sake, right? And he stays clean from now until preseason and he has a great preseason. Would you be against giving him a list spot?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Because like I said to you before, we can get to the start of the season and he's done everything right. And for lack of better terms, say he relapses, right? And then we get a good 3-4 games out of him. He looks like the absolute superstar. We all sit here on after shows and podcasts saying, we've got him back. This is what we wanted the whole time. And then we see a headline, Elijah Hollands out indefinitely with personal issues. Oh, great. I think the risk to reward is a terrible ratio right now. I think there is way more risk.
Isn't that what happened this year where we got right up to the start of round one and literally days before the start of the season, he came to the team and said, "Sorry, I've got some issues. I'm going to be missing for a few weeks."
And it shits me because the games that he did play, I'm like, "Oh man, this guy's got a big brain on him. This guy has a big brain, and he's
great
smooth.
Footy IQ. Great footy IQ.
Smooth. He can kick. He's got great vision." And then I'm like, "Fuck me, man." You know what I mean? So. It's a trashy situation, rocking a hard place nearly,
It's
waste of talent.
It is a waste of talent, and you've seen it across the league this year as well. Even with what about with Clayton Oliver? He had his stuff up in the preseason as well. Probably a better footballer, or he's won his flag, and he's pissed off to the GWS. You got Jamara, who's doing some wild stuff, needs to get out of the state. I mean, how many chances?
Those have been the. Sorry, Mark. those have been the arguments that I've heard some people bring up. They've brought up Bailey Smith and Jamara, saying, look at how clubs got them somewhat right and dealt with their personal issues and got them. And let's take Bailey Smith, for example. You know, that guy's got new antics every week, but, you know, they somehow monitor it and they get him right and they get his head level and all the rest of it. Unfortunately, that doesn't translate to every situation. Maybe Carlton has done everything possible and it just cannot, it's not working. And it's clearly not working.
Yeah. The fact that the club told him to go and look for, for other options at the end of the year just tells you everything. That it's the old saying, once someone shits in your face enough times, you get sick of the smell. And I think that's what's happened. And he's had that many opportunities and he hasn't taken them. He's in fact disappointed them time and time again.
Yeah, I don't think any other club even had a look at him as well.
No.
It's
and
too
what
much.
about that Taron Thomas? Now, Taron Thomas from North Melbourne was apparently eligible to come back into the system this year. Did anyone take him?
No.
Too much of a risk.
Speaking of North, that's where I think Elijah will eventually end up.
North Melbourne?
That's where I think he'll eventually end up.
Why North Melbourne?
I just think... sorry?
So why do you think he'll end up there?
I just think he'd be a good fit for him.
Well, because they take all the players that have got problems.
No.
Starting with Taron Thomas.
But I mean the way they're building and the sort of player that they need, he fits.
Yeah, they actually need a backman bad right now, a key defender.
I don't think he'll get on a list, to be honest. Maybe a VFL list. That's it.
I don't personally think that. Okay, so it's a two-weighted thing, right? I don't know if any club would take that risk, but let's go. If there was a club that would take the risk,
if there was a club,
I think he'll end up at North Melbourne.